The year is 1849. Thousands of people are abandoning their homes, risking their lives, and trekking across a continent for a single promise: the chance to stake a claim on physical soil. They understood a fundamental truth that most have forgotten today. True wealth is always tied to territory. But in 2026, the physical world is full. Real estate is no longer an asset for the ambitious. It has become a cage. It is a high-tax, high-friction, low-yield game played by legacy institutions. If you try to buy land today, you aren't an owner. You are a tenant to the state. Stop paying your property taxes for 12 months and see who really holds the deed to your front door. However, while the physical world is suffocating, a new frontier has opened. It is a land grab that mirrors the 19th century gold rush, but this time, the territory isn't made of dirt. It is made of protocols, data, and digital infrastructure. Most people are entering this space as digital refugees, drifting from one social media platform to another, building on rented land owned by Mark Zuckerberg or Elon Musk. But the architect? The architect is here to become a landlord. To understand the opportunity, you must first understand the shift in the global operating system. We are moving from a world defined by geography to a world defined by identity. In the old system, your earning power, your tax rate, and your legal protection were determined by where you were born. That is the prison of geography. But in the 2026 economy, we are seeing the rise of what Balaji Srinivasan calls the network state. A network state is a highly aligned online community with the capacity for collective action that eventually crowdsources physical territory in the real world. Think of it as a cloud country. When you build a high-authority YouTube channel, a private community, or a sovereign digital brand, you aren't just making content. You are establishing a digital jurisdiction. You are building a border. If you have 1,000 people who trust your word more than they trust their local government, you own a piece of a network state. That trust is a digital deed. And unlike physical land, this deed cannot be taxed by a local municipality. It cannot be seized by a corrupt official, and it can be moved across the globe in 6 seconds. The predictive analysis is clear. By 2030, the most valuable assets on a balance sheet won't be office buildings. They will be digital territories. So, how do you stake your claim? You don't do it by being a user. You do it by becoming an infrastructure provider. In the physical world, the most valuable land is at the intersection of trade routes. In the digital world, the most valuable land is at the intersection of information flow. There are 3 specific types of digital deeds you must acquire now. First, digital identity sovereignty. Most of you rely on a Gmail address or a phone number to prove who you are. These are rented identities. If Google deletes your account, your digital existence is wiped. True land ownership starts with a decentralized identity. Second, protocol real estate. We are seeing a massive shift toward network as a service. In the same way the 1990s were about owning .com domains, 2026 is about owning the nodes of the new economy. Third, the yield-bearing audience. In the legacy world, a landlord collects rent from tenants. In the digital world, a creator collects attention yield. When you own the attention of a specific demographic, like the architects watching this channel, you own the most valuable real estate in the world. The juxtaposition is simple. The amateur builds on Instagram. The architect builds on their own infrastructure. Here is your predictive analysis for the next 24 months. As governments struggle with rising debt, they will increasingly target physical assets for taxation. They will look at your car, your house, and your local bank account. But they cannot easily target what they cannot define. Digital territory is the ultimate tax shield. When you own a ghost business that operates across multiple jurisdictions, utilizing tools like anti-detect browsers to manage global accounts, you are no longer a victim of your local economy. You are a citizen of the network. Here is your micro execution task for today. Audit your digital deed. Go to a domain registrar like Namecheap or a decentralized registry. Do not buy a domain based on a cool name. Buy a domain that represents a category killer in the sovereign economy. Park that identity. Set up a simple landing page. Start collecting emails, not followers, but emails. An email list of 500 high net worth architects is worth more than a physical apartment complex in a dying city. One is a liability. The other is a sovereign asset. We are moving past the theory of wealth and into the actual acquisition of territory. If you followed our brutal audit on Sunday, you know your current operating system is leaking. Today, you've been given the map to the new frontier. But owning the land is only half the battle. To build on that land, you need the blueprints that the gatekeepers have kept hidden for decades. Tomorrow morning, we are going inside the vault. We are releasing the 7 universal financial truths, the secret society principles that separate the workers from the builders. If you have identified the leaks in your system, you are going to need these tools to plug them. The weekend is for the audit. Monday is for the acquisition. Hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications. You don't want to be a tenant in the world we are building. I will see you in the machine.